My name is Andrew List. I'm 27 years old, and I'm a video editor slash VFX artist and a military soldier. I currently live in Wiesbaden, Germany, and until I'm stationed back stateside. I've lived here for about 3 years now. So I got into video editing much differently than probably any other story you've ever heard of anyone who gets into video editing. I was a professional wrestler. I was under developmental contract with WWE. Wrestled all over the world when I was doing that back in 2008, 2009 timeframe. And roughly when I started wrestling, it was about 2006. And I wanted people to be able to see my matches. I know a lot of people didn't want to sit through an entire 12-minute to 30-minute match on YouTube, especially at the time. You had to compress the file so small. So I started just making little highlight videos and editing and trying to figure out what I could do with that. And as over time, I started learning more, started reading more, started meeting other people who did video editing or video effects as their profession, and started talking to them and learning more. And over time, I remember a promoter eventually said, "Hey, how much do you charge to make videos?" And I just went from there and started learning more, and it quickly became more than just a hobby and started becoming an actual passion and something I pursued. And yeah, that's kind of what started me on my journey. So I've done lots of work. I've done things from motion graphics, video effects, video editing, live events, anything from, sporting event, military training, professional wrestling, other sports, weddings, you name it, I've pretty much done it. And I'm currently still pretty much doing all those things still to this day. My favorite part about video editing would probably go deeper into the VFX aspect of it. I love just creating something that doesn't exist. I love being able to add to a scene and have something put there that could never have been there before. That there's something you could not practically film in a 99% of the world time frame or with a budget that most video editors and videographers have. I think the biggest challenge to being a video editor is most of the world says, "Hey, I can pay you an exposure." And as any good video editor, videographer knows, that doesn't put very much food on your table if that's your focus. That's something that I've definitely gotten further on past, but I remember in the earlier days it was even a bigger thing. So if advice to anyone out there, never let anybody pay you an exposure unless it's like Mark Zuckerberg or something. Other than that, I would say other challenges would be the amount of time you're going to spend. You're going to be spending hours and hours and hours and hours to make a 5-second clip sometimes, or weeks and weeks and weeks just to make a very small thing create, or things of that nature. I plan on being an editor, a video effects artist forever, for the end of time. The only thing I can really think to add is the old practice makes perfect, and the quote that I always live by, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, then your video should make people speak millions.